In this video, the last video of the Canon EF Lens 101 series, we're going to take a look at some of the accessories as well as how to care for your lenses. Everyone always loves accessories and gear, so let's go ahead and cover those first. You'll see that some lenses come with a lens hood, and for those that don't have a hood, you can always purchase one afterwards. Hoods help block that unwanted glare from entering through the lens and causing lens flare, also known as sunspots. You can see flare in different places depending on how you're pointing your lens in relation to the sun. Also, you'll see it in both stills and video. A side benefit of the lens hood is that it actually helps protect your lens as you're carried around. Make sure you use the correct hood for your particular lens though, because most lens hoods are built specifically for a lens. If you want to add some focal length to your lenses, then extenders can come in really handy. It's a device that fits between your camera and lens to allow you to zoom in further. For example, a Canon 1.4 extender multiplies your focal length by 1.4 times, which makes, let's say, a 200 millimeter lens zoom out all the way to 280 millimeters. And always keep in mind that an extender will affect your minimum aperture by about 1 to 2 stops depending on the extender. So if the minimum aperture of the lens was, say, f2.8, the extender would cause the minimum aperture to then become f4. But extenders are a great way of lengthening the reach of your lens without taking up too much room in your camera bag with another lens. Extension tubes, on the other hand, are a little different. They help make non-macro lenses function more like macro lenses and give you the ability to add magnification to a lens. Another type of accessory is a close-up lens. These lenses allow for a shorter minimum focusing distance to a lens. Manual focus is always a good idea when using these lenses because it can easily shift your focus off of the subject that you had it intended to focus on. One of the most popular lens accessories are filters. Filters are pieces of glass and sometimes plastic too. They can be put in front of your lens or on the larger telephoto lenses are actually placed in the rear of the lens. There are filters for UV protection, adding or changing the color of your photos, polarizing filters to help remove glare and enhance colors, and neutral density filters, which are dark, to help reduce the overall amount of light that comes into the camera. Neutral densities or ND filters are great for photographing water to get that nice, smooth, silky effect. Filters come in different shapes and sizes too. Some are square and require a bracket on the front of your lens, and some are round and simply screw onto the front of your lens. If you're working with a heavier lens, then you may see a tripod mount on the bottom of the lens. This lets you mount the lens on the tripod and keeps the center of gravity in the entire camera and lens system so that the lens isn't hanging over the tripod, making the whole system unstable. A good thing to know about tripod mounts is that they have a ring to rotate the camera and lens. You turn the knob to loosen the lens, rotating the ring and allowing the camera and lens to rotate from a horizontal position to a vertical position. Then you retighten the knob. So you don't have to readjust the camera on the tripod. You simply turn the ring, allowing the lens to move freely, turning the body of the camera. Finally, there's a few things to know about caring for your lens. First, make sure that when you wipe the glass on the front of the lens, that you don't use anything with an abrasive surface that could scratch the glass. Lint-free cloths usually work the best. It's also good to keep your camera bag clean. Most of the dust that enters your camera body actually comes from inside the camera bag. So while we try so hard to keep the camera clean, actually keeping the bag clean that you store it in also helps keep everything in good shape. If you're ever changing lenses, you should try to do it in a controlled environment without a lot of wind and sand blowing around that can again cause things to get inside of your camera body. If you've got a lens with IS on it, make sure you turn IS off before you take the lens on and off the camera body. And if you're not using a lens, it's always good to put the body cap on the camera and the lens cap on the back of the lens. And when you've removed the lens and are storing it or traveling with it, store it in the protective case it came in or another case just to keep it from getting banged around too much. I think you'll find that by knowing the accessories that you can use with your lenses, you'll see they become even more useful and creative. And by taking care of them and protecting the money that you've invested, you'll see that your Canon glass will give you great photos for a long time to come. Well, thanks for joining us for the Canon EF Lens 101 series. We hope you found these videos helpful as you're learning more about your lenses. Also, be sure to check out the other Canon 101 videos found on the Canon YouTube channel or the Canon Digital Learning Center website. On this website, you'll find a bunch of other tutorials and white papers that cover Canon's products, and even a calendar of live events like Canon's EOS Discover Days and Canon's live learning programs. These events will help you take what you learned in the 101 series all the way up to that next level. On behalf of everyone at Canon, thanks for watching. We'll see you again very soon.